So, the very first thing I'm going to do, I will need the attention of a gentleman. They don't even need to leave their seats. Is there anybody who considers themselves a gentleman, at least at this stage? Fantastic. Your name, sir?
Joshua.
Joshua, fantastic. Joshua, I decided...
I'm not being hypnotised.
You're not being hypnotised.
No,
You definitely are not being hypnotised. The fact that you can't lift your legs at the moment is absolutely nothing to do with the words that I'm saying, so don't even try to at the moment. It's perfectly fine. I'm not going to ask to hypnotise you at all. So, I am going to ask you to think of an answer to a question at least. Have you ever played the game, What Would You Rather Do? Yeah. I'm not going to ask you to do either of those things necessarily at the moment, but I would at least like you to make a decision. My friend recently came up with what she considered to be the best version of this, in terms of what would you rather give up? And the options for them are either going to be cheese or oral sex. Okay, so don't say whichever one, but I definitely want you to come to a decision. Okay? And whether or not are you sat there with your lady?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And your lady's name is? Rebecca. Rebecca, you don't necessarily have to bind him to it. Is he vegan already? Rebecca, does your voice work?
What?
Does your voice work? Sorry.
Does my voice work?
Yes, I can hear you now. Fantastic. Is he vegan? Is Joshua vegan?
No.
Fantastic. That might make things ever so slightly easier at this point, at least. Okay, Joshua, I want you to think of... Okay, so have you come to a decision? Do not say the answer yet, because it will eventually decide on which one of these I'm going to go for. Okay, I'm going to ask you two questions before to kind of calibrate this. What's your favourite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Okay, so we've got something quite spicy, we've got something quite meaty, a little bit oily.
Yeah.
Does that describe your childhood?
Ha! Yeah, but more oily.
More oily, fantastic. Okay, and at what age were you first kissed?
Like...
Properly, not like in the cupboard at primary school.
Oh, that was the one I was going to say.
Well, if it was like a...
Yeah, full on.
If it was one of them, then that should
I'm going to go with 15.
You're going to go with 15?
Yeah.
Is that, are you sure of that?
Yeah, 15.
Was she aware that you were being kissed?
She was a bit asleep.
She was a little bit asleep. At 15, that's surprisingly forward. I'm going to go orange, okay, in this case. I also am going to drop the mic. So, you've come to a decision.
Yes.
Would you like to change your mind?
No.
You don't want to change your mind, good. Okay, so he's at least solid in his ideas. Rebecca, you don't have to make sure that he holds himself to this directly. If you want to choose to give one up, it's entirely up to you. Would you like me to change my mind? I've decided to orange. Are you going to be happy that I've gone for this one, or are you going to...
I like your mind as it is.
You like my mind as it is, fantastic. Orange it is. If you see me going anywhere near and changing it, you guys need to shout out, oi, you're being an arse, or something of the sort. But to be fair, unless you're colourblind, you probably would notice any kind of subterfuge at this point. Nice and loudly, Joshua, if you are absolutely forced to,
Yeah.
what are you going to give up?
Oral sex.
You're going to give up oral sex?
I like cheese.
You really are, well, to be fair, it's not exactly what I thought you were going to go for, but okay, so, oral sex. It is. Alan, could you do me a favour at this point? Would you, just to be sure that I have no confederacy at this point, at least going ahead.
Okay.
If you take that open, read it nice and loudly so that Joshua can hear.
Keep back from the platform edge. Choose to give up oral sex, or you may get sucked off.
Excellent, thank you very much. If you would deliver that to Joshua, that can be your promise. Please.